some people can raise their fees without hesitation? What if you could do the same? Imagine deciding to raise your fees and not overthinking, not second guessing, not hesitating, not being concerned what other people might think, say, or do, just because of how you think about yourself. In today's video, I'm going to share the one thought that you should think about yourself to help you raise your fees with clarity, confidence, and conviction. Listen, if you've been a part of this 4-part series, this is video 3, where I'm talking about raising your fees. The first video, I dived into the 2 best times to raise your fees. Then the second video, I talked about the 4 P's of pricing. And today, we're diving into the mindset that has helped me raise my fees without fear, guilt, and hesitation. And that mindset was actually birthed. It started when I heard Benjamin Hardy on Myron Golden's podcast. He was talking about his book, 10x is easier than 2x. And when I heard him say something, it like shook me to my soul. Yo, I was sitting on something. When I heard him say, what stops most entrepreneurs from 10xing their business? I was like, that's me. And I got into action with something I had been procrastinating on. But then it started to go deeper. And I realized that this one thought really just changed all of my struggles, I believe, that I was having with raising my fees. It was so interesting because at the time, my VIP day was $25,000, and soon after it went up to $40,000 without any hesitation, without any fear, without any guilt. And the thought that I want you to adopt, if you choose, is that you matter. You matter. That's the thought. Now you may say, like, that's it, Althea? Well, let's talk about this. What Benjamin Hardy said is that most entrepreneurs get off of the path, I'm not quoting him exactly, of 10xing their business. And he goes into why 10x is easier than 2x is because they abandon themselves. How many of you have ever been more concerned of what others might think, feel, or do over your own? I'm just curious. Have you ever been more concerned about someone else's feelings, wants, desires, needs other than your own? Basically, where are my empaths? Where are my people pleasers? Where are my caregivers? Where are my caretakers? Where are my peacekeepers? Come to the front. Because what I know about you is that you tend to abandon yourself for your needs, yourself, for other people. And what allows that to happen is you don't believe that you matter. And I'm letting you know that you matter. Now you can say, okay, that sounds great, but I'm not even saying it. Like, I'm saying it. Yeah, I did say it, but God says it. All throughout the Bible, he says it. And what came to mind is when he says, even if your mother and father forsake you, I will never forsake you. Like, we could sum that up as you matter. You matter to God. I will leave the 99 to chase after the one, because that one, you matter. So if you have been overly concerned, second guessing, overthinking, hesitating, secretly resentful because you haven't raised your fees, because you've been more concerned of what others might think, do, or say, and you have unconsciously, subconsciously abandoned your desires, what you deserve, what you want, what God has told you, because you've been over there. I got to tell you that you matter. When I began on a journey of not abandoning myself because I matter, it began to show up in every aspect of my business and life. And we just getting started. But I want to tell you specifically, it happened with my fees. It was like, because here's what I know about you. You help your clients, your customers get phenomenal results, right? Like whatever zero they pay you is, number one, far greater, far less than the pain that they're carrying right now without your solution. Number one. Number two is whatever zero is behind your offer, the return, the payoff they get exceeds that. And I know you may be saying, I don't know, but you might be saying, because so many people are like, but what should I price the offer? Give me a number. I'm not giving you a number. You don't want a number. I want you first. You can come up with that number. And we talked about that in the 4 P's of pricing. But I want you first to get to think about yourself, that you matter. You know, all of those people who we see who have 50,000, 250,000, 350,000, 500,000, $1 million offers, they know that they matter. And they have just made a decision that they're not going to abandon themselves. Because that's what happens when you decide not to value your value and not to raise your fees, and to continue to underestimate the results you help your clients achieve and the transformation that you help your clients experience. And you slap a price on there. I don't know if you slap a price on there, but you put a price that really doesn't make you smile. It might make you feel comfortable at the moment because the fear of what others might think, or that fear of rejection, is so overwhelming. You're like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the rejection. And then afterwards, you are so excited for the results your clients get. You're like, yeah, right? Like, yes, I'm so excited. And that's how I feel. Like, yes, someone said yes to your highest level offer and you didn't have to discount. Yes, someone said yes to your $25,000 offer in a single sales conversation. Yes, someone said yes to your like, let's go. And I know you feel that way too, because you genuinely care. You genuinely care. In fact, you might overcare. I want you to know that you matter, and that fear of rejection, the Bible says that fear is a torment, but love casts out all fear. So I want to hear below. I would love to see who is adopting this new mindset, it's not even a mindset, it's an identity, moving away from the spirit of rejection, moving in fully to the spirit of adoption. I matter. Type in the chat, I matter. I want to know who is with me. Stick around to the fourth video. It's coming right after this one in our 4-part series. And actually, we can continue with this series. What questions do you have regarding raising your fees? I'm going to tell you the next video, we're going to dive into what if they say no? But what other questions do you have? And would you like me to do another video? Because I would love to. I have a sense, because there's another video I'm like, oh, I should do this because I get this question a lot. Maybe I'll just ask you this. I know I'm going off on a tangent. Just stick with me. If another question you have, because I've heard this, like, where will I find these? Like, where will I find these premium level clients, Althea, who are going to say yes to my $10,000 offer, yes to my $25,000, yes to my $12,000 offer and above in a single sales conversation? If that's a question that you would like me to do a video on, I got you. Just let me know. So I want to see I matter, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, until then, take care. God bless. Love you. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click the TV to watch the next video. Make sure to go to altheamcintyre.com and get instant access to my new training on the 7 biggest pricing mistakes women entrepreneurs make that keep them from making more money.